Today was the 80th anniversary of the Auschwitz facility in Nazi Germany and the liberation of it due to the Allies and the freedom loving Americans, of which we all used to be. That's why we should use this day as proof for the new Nazi empire that has taken hold inside of our country as of late. That's why Trump is getting ready to declassify the JFK documents, because there have been rogue entities within our government assassinating and manipulating and destroying people's lives. Look at Martin Luther King, for example, and how the FBI was constantly harassing him and manipulating him. That's why it took, excuse me, that's why it took 80 years for these documents to finally be declassified about JFK and RFK and MLK. But you see, that's why we should use this day as proof of a new Nazi empire. Because not only is it provable due to the actions of our divisive and manipulative government, but it is further proven due to the cartel that ran me over when I was a child. That is why, to me, the day that this Nazi empire was born was April 5th, 1994. No one gave a fuck that that little boy was ran over. He was only 6. And you all covered it up just to save face, to not admit the truth. Even though in 2001, 13 police officers got busted for running a crack and distribution network with prostitutes. This is all provable. That's why it sickens me. Because no one ever cared, but guess what? Trump cares now, and that's exactly why he is doing what he is doing. He is merely setting the tone right now, going after the low-hanging fruit. You know, the Trinidad gang or MS-13 or whatever else have you with these drug cartels. I use that in a loose term. But the real truth is that these cartels would not exist if our government did not allow them to exist. And they use these cartels as a means to an end of justifying larger police expenditures via the federal government, which is sickening. Taxpayers have to pay more for that kind of crap. And here they are flooding our streets with drugs, fentanyl, heroin, and other things. I have a whole ass video I could do about the pill mills from 2001 to 2012, 2014, and then right after the pill mills got shut down from Florida, heroin flooded the streets. It was like it was all designed. And people know this. People see this in their families and in their lives. They know it's too easy to get drugs. But that's why. Because our government allowed it. And then whenever children, 6-year-old children, get ran over by crackheads that are running the crack for the government, oh, they cover all that up. They don't give two shits about that. Nobody does. But you try to change the world, you try to fix what they're fucking up, they'll come after you for anything and everything. It sickens me, and it should sicken you too. Because this world is too backwards now. And that's why we need what Trump is doing. First, he's going after the low-hanging fruit, the evil cartel members that we know have committed acts of violence or other things. But eventually, he's going to come after the agencies that allowed this type of corruption to percolate and to deceive and manipulate and to destroy families. Because Trump knows the truth. That's why he's declassifying the documents related to JFK and all this other stuff. Because in truth, there has been a rogue element of our government that has ran it for the past probably 150 years. But it's so well hidden. We call it the deep state, the swamp. But it's so much more than that. Even locally, I found some of these organizations and no one seems to care. But it's fine. Because it's up to people like me to change the world and to do what's right. And people like Trump to follow God's will and do what God showed him he must do. Because that's why God saved his life that day. I know God is saving me too. I just got to try harder. Just like you got to try harder. We all do. We got to stop it with this petty game of he said, she said bullcrap and everyone trying to fight each other and destroy each other's lives just because people want to make things better. It's what we call salty Karens. That's why this world is inevitably changing and is going to come full circle. Because people like me deserve our day too. And we're going to have it. And we're going to change the world while we're doing it. And there's not a damn thing you can do to stop us now. Because too many of us know the truth. And too many of us have seen our friends and family members destroyed or pitted against each other or forced to hate each other because we have differing opinions. That's what a global elite want, or an alien race, is for everybody to hate each other so that way they can divide and conquer. There's this little phrase from about 340 years ago. It goes a little something like, united we stand, divided we fall. More truth in that phrase than there's ever been since. That's why we have to stop being divided, and why we have to start listening to one another instead of this petty he said, she said bullshit. Because the world is already changing, and it's up to our government to accept the will of the American people and how we want things to be done from now on. Trump is merely the vassal for that at this moment, but this is going to continue. And God forbid anything happens to that man. God forbid. But that's the thing. You take down one of us, there's going to be 100 more to take his place. So do what you got to do. But it's up to the truth. It's up to the people to see the truth. And they're starting to everywhere. Thank you for your time. And may God bless America.